Hey guys, this is NEXGenius coming at you with another game. This is going to be WhiteRa or WhiteRa. In the bottom left, the red Protoss, and up at the top, in the blue Protoss, we have NEXGenius. So both these players, if you're not familiar with them, they're very high caliber players. WhiteRa has been playing, he's like 30 something, I think, or like almost 30, which in StarCraft age is just ridiculously old. That's like an old man. But he's been playing ever since like RTSs were invented. So in NEXGenius, as far as I know, he is still in the GSL. I think so. So if he's not, don't persecute me. But he's very, very good. He is a Korean Protoss player. So yeah, both very, very good Protoss players. So it will be very interesting to see how this goes out. Turns out the map is, of course, Steppes of War, which has the shortest rush distance in the game. So yeah, a lot of times we'll see 2 gates. Just to put on some quick pressure, but if you look here at the top left production tab, both players are basically doing the exact same build. It looks like WhiteRa is chrono boosting out some of his probes, but as far as the gateways, they are pretty much at the exact same time. Even the scouts get there relatively about the same time, because right now is when you'd start throwing down your second gateway if you were going to go for 2 gate. So that's something that obviously you need to know. So WhiteRa just doing a little bit of harass right here. We really don't see anything here at the moment as far as telling what kind of builds they're doing. Okay, we do see NEXGenius throwing down his cybernetics core, so he is not going to go for any sort of 2-gate pressure or anything like that. And WhiteRa ends up throwing his down as well, just a little bit after, so he could have very well been just waiting to see what NEXGenius was going to do and then react to it. A lot of people say that Zerg is a very reactionary race, but really you need to be able to play reactionary in the game, just whatever race you are, because that's the whole reason why you scout. You don't play reactionary and you say, oh, you scout early and you see a 6 pool. Then if you keep playing standard and don't react at all, you're going to lose 120% of the time. So we are, of course, seeing a, let's say, it looks like NEXGenius is going to go ahead and get Warp Gate. Warp Gate research is not on the way yet just on the way there for WhiteRa. So pretty much very, very similar builds right now. We are chrono boosting out a Stalker. Looks like just one, trying to position himself in a way that he will kill any scouting probes that do arise. So we, yeah, very much. Oh, I'd like to take this time to tell you, make sure you go check out HFI Tournament. It's a YouTube channel, so just search on YouTube the HFI Tournament and that channel. Find that. If you are interested in playing in a StarCraft tournament, definitely go check that out, because that's exactly what it is. It is a StarCraft tournament, and basically it started off as a group of some of my friends, and so we just all get together and have fun, and it's really about trying out some crazy builds and just seeing, trying to be as creative as you can and seeing what comes out of it. So, but it's always a lot of fun. So we do see WhiteRa does have this proxy pylon right here, which he is going to be able to warp in units right here, which is great placement. I see a lot of times people will put it up here and then spot the high ground warping units in here, but this really is a much better place to do it. If you were going to do it here, you may do it here, but that's so close to his base that if you warped any units, Stalkers might be able to shoot some of them down here, and probably could definitely shoot them as they walk their way around here. So I like this placement very much, and this probe is going to get killed. I was going to say denied, but no, just actually gets killed. So we can see that just throwing down one more gateway, WhiteRa is, and excellent play from NEXGenius is going to go ahead and just block that ramp, and really there's not anything he can do at the moment right now, because of course every time he tries to go up this ramp, he's going to have to be real careful so he does not get his forces split. because if the first two made it up here and then split, they'd kill all these stalkers could kill off the first two, and then all the other stalkers that were down here, as soon as the first two died, then they would have no vision at the top and then have to back off anyway. So that is something that all good Protoss players can do, is have very good micro when it comes to force fields. So we do see both players getting a robotics facility. NEXGenius's is done now, and he's going to use an observer here just to spot and see exactly what's up here. And then I would not put it past him to go ahead and get an Immortal out here to help deal with all these stalkers when he does in fact see that all of these units out here are stalkers. And so I would expect WhiteRa, DuckloadRa to expand here relatively fairly soon, just because he can't keep this contained forever, especially since we haven't seen him warp in any more units here on the way. And he realizes, NEXGenius realizes that this contain can be broken, almost traps his stalker there, but not quite. So I would like to see him go ahead and expand, because I'm pretty sure that's what NEXGenius is going to do at the moment. Both players are getting the robotics bay support, kind of, yeah, I guess it's just robotics bay, and that's robotics. So yeah, robotics bay, and going to be able to get Colossi here pretty soon. However, interesting to note that DuckloadRa is going to go ahead and get extended thermal lance before actually getting a Colossi. So NEXGenius is going to have a Colossi out, not going to have that extended range. He is actually upgrading it now, so really WhiteRa is not going to have really that big of an advantage, because NEXGenius is getting not only a Colossus now, but he's also researching the extended thermal lance, which in case you didn't know that, it extends, of course, their thermal lances and makes their range, instead of 6, it makes it, I think it's either 7 or 9, I don't know. I should probably know that. It just says increase the range. So we'll see. Alright, before it was 6, you can see right there is 6. So excellent kind of spread out placement of his troops right there. Both players are expanding, with, of course, WhiteRa's just a little bit further on. So getting out one Colossus, and it's interesting to, I'm not sure why he's doing that. WhiteRa does have his rally point for his robotics bay over here, and then he's got his Colossi walking up. So I don't know if that's because he knows this observer's here and he was trying to get that and not be able to spot that. I'm not exactly sure what he's doing there, but that is what he's doing. He's not just going to walk straight down there. So, and extended thermal lancers are done now for NEXGenius. They're done right now, and the range is 9, and so he does see this pylon here, and it's going to take that out. So yeah, it does actually increase it by 3, which is just huge. Like, Vikings have a range of 9. Which of course Vikings do excellently against Colossi, and Colossus don't do so hot against all of those Colossi. But DuckloadRa is going to try and poke around up here, going to use his Colossi just to make NEXGenius have to rearrange his army. But really, NEXGenius is doing a great job of spotting everything that's going on here with this observer. He knows when WhiteRa is moving out, and he knows his army composition and size and everything like that. If we look at the army, WhiteRa is bigger. He does not have the unit advantage, but he does have the army advantage. WhiteRa is behind on 3, looks like 3 drones, probes. So actually, DuckloadRa managed to sneak up here while NEXGenius' army is completely out of position. He does not have any singers in the mix, so he can't actually go up and force field the ramp. That would just be huge. However, force fields can be set on by Colossi. Right now, it looks like that I'm not sure that WhiteRa is going to be able to handle this. He is certainly not going to be able to. He got completely surrounded by NEXGenius' Colossi. Excellently placed. He had his Colossi spread out there at the end, and just really minimized the splash damage that the Colossi did. So excellent work. As if NEXGenius or WhiteRa needed my approval. But I hope you enjoyed this game. It's Halloween, so I hope you're having a very safe, very fun Halloween. And I will see you guys next time. It's NowMcover. Sign off.